According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, an estimated 50 million U.S. adults, about 1 in 5, report having doctor-diagnosed arthritis. As the U.S. population ages, the number of adults with arthritis is expected to increase sharply to 67 million by 2030. Dr. Rohan Watson, radiologist at the Center for Medical Imaging, explains how MR is used to diagnose inflammatory arthritis.
The patient may start at their primary care physician, as many patients do, and depending on the comfort level of the primary care physician, they may order some of those basic tests, or they may sort of refer them right away to a rheumatologist, an expert in the joints. And sometimes it's very, very clear that the patient does have an inflammatory arthritis, and sometimes it's very clear what type of inflammatory arthritis they do have. But for many patients, it's not clear. For some patients, it's unclear, A, do they have an inflammatory arthritis, and B, what type do they have? MRI has evolved to play a potential role in helping to diagnose these patients. In MRI, there are three main findings that we are able to detect in patients that have inflammatory arthritis. The first is synovitis. Synovitis is refers to an inflammation of the lining of the joint. So on MRI, we can detect increase in volume of synovial fluid, because in patients with an inflammatory arthritis, a greater volume of fluid is produced. This is long before any X-ray findings may be observed. And so that's sort of one of the key features that we look for. Patients who, at the time of initial diagnosis and presentation to imaging, have marked synovitis as revealed by marked thickening, those patients also tend to have erosions at an earlier stage. The implication is that MRI potentially may play a role in helping to stratify patients into those who are potentially may have more aggressive disease processes. And therefore that information may be useful to the clinician to try and decide what kind of therapies to institute.
We've included information on the American College of Radiology's Certified Radiologists in Imaging Technologies at the Center for Medical Imaging under the Inflammatory Arthritis Story link on our homepage, yourhometownhealth.com.